Dr. Rosie Sender. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Kinisi. And our vision is to expand human potential through better joint health. So the idea of the company actually started with our co-founder, Dr. Faisal Mirza. He had his own ACL tear and had a dissatisfaction with that experience as well as his patients. And we came together as a team with a mission to transform healthcare from managing injuries to preventing them through real-world predictive modeling. And we aim to reduce injuries, enhance recovery, and then improve quality of life, starting with our ACL-focused knee product. So knee injuries are more than just a setback. They're a significant clinical and economic challenge. Each year in the US, there are 20 million knee injuries that occur. And among them, ACL tears really stand out with a lifetime economic burden of $200 billion. And female athletes have up to 9 times higher risk, and youth athletes from overtraining are also at risk. And the stakes are pretty high because these injuries frequently lead to lifelong issues like arthritis. And our current methods do not give us real-time precision joint analytics out in the real world. And it's very clear that more innovative solutions are needed for prevention and rehabilitation. There's a gap in the market for precision joint kinematics. So our solution is the Kinisi Smart Knee platform. And this consists of leggings with integrated sensors that stream data to the cloud with a live dashboard for real-time precision joint kinematics. And this works in real-world settings, so we are not confined to labs or clinics. This is where you do your activity. And our platform provides real-world analytics to, one, allow for rehab optimization, so we can give you personalized, data-driven insights to dynamically guide your recovery and then have an acceleration to safe return to activity. And then we're also proud to introduce our first predictive model, which is the AIR, or ACL Instability Risk Score, for early instability detection. So we all know that the quality of data matters, and that's where we bring value. The lack of commercial products to meet our demands was actually the impetus to build both hardware and software from scratch. Our machine learning platform utilizes a deep learning neural network to provide an ACL instability risk model with 98% accuracy. And so why does the AIR score matter? Well, one, for ACL pre-injury detection, so we can identify the risks early to safeguard knee health and maintain functionality through targeted training. And then also for return to participation, regain your confidence and functionality with personalized rehab protocols for better outcomes. And there are also cost implications. Imagine the financial implications for a team that has a star athlete that's sidelined by an injury, or the personalized expense of missed work time for the average individual, or also cost to companies like Amazon or UPS due to injured workers. Now, we've already delivered a Gen 1 product with 2 active testing sites with professional athletes, and we have 3 prepaid orders. We are collecting clinical data and refining our machine learning models. Our Gen 3 platform is in development with groundbreaking textile and sense integration. So we will actually have EMG sensors on, as well as waterproofing of the design. We filed 3 patents, and just 2 weeks ago, we were granted one of the patents on a future sensor configuration that will be a game changer. We also came in first place at the Orthopedic Research Society Business Innovation Competition this past February. So that was huge for validation for us. And I will say that it goes really to the strength of the team because we did all of this with only $450,000. So we are very efficient, we are effective, and we are focused. And in development is our more visually intuitive and simplified dashboard to display our clinical outcome metrics. So we are providing a suite of knee health metrics. So it goes beyond our ACL instability score. And our platform will also have enabling properties that will allow integration into your current healthcare applications. So we have the right team to move this company forward. My background is I'm an orthopedic surgeon, double fellowship trained, hand, upper extremity, and orthopedic trauma. I also work with professional athletes. I'm one of the team doctors for the World Surf League. Dr. Faisal Mirza is also a co-founder, CEO. He is a orthopedic surgeon in sports, total joints. He has also been a prior FDA medical officer and an Amgen biomedical director and a prior Stanford faculty. And Manu Chatterjee is also our third co-founder, CTO. He is a electrical engineer, data, AI expert. He started 3 companies, 2 successful exits, has over 50 granted patents, and I'd like to say he basically designed WebOS, all the wireless charging that we have. That's his technology, and he also wrote the software being used by the aerospace and defense supply chain management. So he's done a few things in his life. We also have a strong team of advisors. We have orthopedic surgeons who treat elite athletes. We have multiple serial entrepreneurs that have had successful exits. We have a sports agent. We have a gold medalist athlete. We have an Army veteran and a former sales and marketing executive with Whoop. So for our first market, we are targeting healthcare facilities and as well as the athletic market. And our TAM is $160 billion and our SOM is $900 million within our actual existing network in California. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Our future market verticals includes the US workplace, which is $900 billion. And as we add other joints, it'll be another $200 billion. And there will also be a consumer model as well. And that will be a different model for that vertical. Now, what sets us apart from other solutions is that we are focusing on the joints. And this is actually important because this is where motion starts. And we provide real world precision joint kinematics and our ACL risk score. So in terms of our go-to-market strategy, our key initiatives are expanding our reach. We are leveraging our existing networks in California to broaden market penetration. We're also focusing by advancing our technology and our data analytics as the core value driver of the company, and enhancing adoption by collaborating with other healthcare providers, sports organizations to validate clinically and promote value-based care. Our development strategy really builds on our current platform. We have enabling properties that will be integrated into many other applications in the healthcare space. So in other words, we can actually become a force multiplier for improved outcomes across the spectrum of solutions like, in biopharma, medical devices, and also regenerative outcomes and beyond. So our business model, this will be a sales and subscription service. And this is an example of one of our strategies, and the actual unit, which would be 2 pieces of hardware and 3 legging sizes, will be $900 for the unit. And the subscription will be based on hours of usage. But we also will have multiple levers to adjust the revenue streams with customization for the different markets. And we're pretty agile and responsive to the market needs. We expect a top-line revenue of $106 million by 2029 with a 75% gross margin. And this will be 50,000 active units with 10,000 active customers. And this projection is based on activating our network in healthcare and the elite athlete space. So we are raising $3 million that will get the flywheel turning to engage our network and scale, and will help fulfill our existing back orders. So why invest in Kinisi? Well, we're at the forefront of merging wearable technology with predictive analytics, addressing the growing demand for data-driven healthcare solutions. We have a strong team of orthopedic surgeons, AI, and machine learning experts, and strong industry advisors. So we're uniquely positioned to revolutionize joint health and deliver significant ROI to investors. And then why invest now? There's a perfect storm here with the emergence of quantified kinematics, the demand for meaningful real-world analytics, and also having the enabling technology to do it. Thank you. Yes.
Andy Lombard, Health Impact Venture. 3 questions. First of all, great team, great presentation.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about the wearable and where's that going to evolve to? Kind of a little bit more on the background and the tech on that.
Sure. Okay.
Much more interested in the data acquisition strategy. You've got a pay for process. Is that going to limit your exclusivity to the data? And how are you going to get that data? What's that strategy? And the third one was just give us a little brief on the $400,000 this year. Is that on track? What does that encompass?
Revenue? We didn't, we're pre-revenue. The $450,000 what we've raised so far to build the company.
Your revenue curve had $425,000 for 2025.
Oh, sorry. You meant, okay, sorry.
Should I ignore that slide?
No, so what we were expecting for in terms of a revenue model, that was the expectation. So, but we're pre-revenue. So I want to make that clear. No revenue yet. No.
Zero.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So no revenue. Yeah.
So data and then the sleeve, if you keep having.
Okay, so in with respect to this sleeve, actually, we've now created leggings. So we have sensors that are above and below the knee. Right now, they are accelerometers, gyrometers, and magnetometers. And they detect every degree of motion from flexion to extension, tilt, and rotation. We're actually getting 60 degrees. So we're getting 60 dimensions of data right now. And we also pick up things like sound. There's a microphone in there, so any clicks or pops, and that will be matched to the movement occurring, so we can figure out, where there's an abnormality. And that streams wirelessly. So we have both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi as well. And then we can give live dashboard analysis of what's going on. Gen 3 will also have EMG sensors that will be included as well, so that we'll be able to pick up muscle activity beyond just the motion kinematics and the waterproofing. Now, the patent that just granted was on future sensor configuration, which will actually be ultrasound sensors. So we will be able to see inside your knee in real time as well.
Sensors?
Off-the-shelf sensors, it's just it's the way we've configured them. Yeah.
Are those sensors going into a centralized chip, or is that just going into some general Bluetooth or other?
It's a chip. Yeah. It's a chipset. Yeah. We do that. Yeah. So we designed it. And give all the credit to our CTO who can speak actually a little more to that, but we design it but we buy off the shelf sensors. Yeah. So, all right, no worries. So what was the question again exactly on the data?
Some specific domain specific data that you're getting in. Where are you getting it from? What's your data acquisition strategy for it?
Right. So right now, the data that we've gathered, we made proprietary knee models, and we created different ACL instability states, right? So we collected that data and we ran it through a machine learning model that Manu had actually written, and it was being able to detect that accuracy of which ACL state that it was in. We're also collecting, the next stage of data collection will be on cadavers, and we will be doing comparative analyses to MRI, CT scans, and motion capture. And then we also have our human data collection, and we have multiple elite athletes who will be helping us collect data. Then this is all to help build our machine learning models and to validate clinically the results that we are expecting to get. Yes.
So is the use case to wear the leggings in a testing environment or anytime these athletes are training?
Anytime that these athletes are training. So we see there's three different scenarios, right? One is just in the training, during training, you can wear it during training just to sort of see what the knee joint motion is, to detect any sort of problems, any instability for performance. If we understand what their knee biomechanics are, if there's anything like hamstring weakness that we can pick up, then we can improve the training protocols there. But also in the rehab component, that's really also a big part of where we see value in this, because you can't prevent all injuries. But what we can do is we can really tailor your rehab to you. Right now, what happens is there are physical, if you go to physical therapist, you have standardized treatment protocols for different injury patterns, right? And so everybody, that's a one size sort of fits all, and you get maybe a little bit of tweaking in there. This will allow us to have objective data to really tailor the rehab to you. So you get out to the field or you get out to work, wherever, whatever your activity is, you get out when you're actually ready. So not too soon, so you don't get an injury before because you got out there too early. Or some people do rehab a little bit quicker and they can get back out there quicker as well. And the other things I did want to say also where the pre-injury detection, where this is important is that many times, like if we talk about the ACL in particular, if it's a non-contact injury, you will have abnormal motion before you get your catastrophic tear. So a lot of times what will happen is there'll be hamstring weakness. You'll see abnormal micro motions going on. We can pick that up before you go on to your catastrophic injury and then tailor your rehab. Like we can just rehab them appropriately so they don't go on to the actual injury.
So if they're wearing it all the time, what kind of feedback are you getting on fit and function?
That's why we have elite athletes helping us build this out. So right now, actually, we used to have knee sleeves primarily, and with some of the feedback with the athletes was like, well, football players, basketball players already wear tights, and they found it much easier to just wear tights instead, and you don't have slippage problems, and then we can gather data on both knees at the same time. We were always kind of go there, but we thought, oh, knee sleeves might make some sense early on, but having them give the feedback has been helping us design a product that they will actually use. Because we don't want to create something that's kind of cool and then they just throw it in the closet because it's not useful to them. So
I know we have questions over there too, but I'm gonna get to these two guys first, Brian and then Chris.
So since the product is used for mitigation, how durable is it in the field, contact sports, heavy sweat, waterproof?
Sure.
Surfers?
Well, I keep getting, the president of the WSL keeps asking me, when is it going to be waterproof fully, right? So that's Gen 3 will be fully waterproof, but we have football players using this. And they're using it during practice, right? And so it is pretty hard wearing. So, you can't do anything about if there's an impact injury to it. I mean, we can't do much about it, right? But for a lot of the training, it's really holding up to the training. And we have it in different sports so that we can really sort of make sure that we design something that's durable across different sports.
Chris, and then the gentleman in front of us.
What are the power specs? Like, so how long does it last when it's powered by a battery? And is there any reasons if there might be a therapeutic component that you could build into it?
Well, our patents actually do include that for the future. But in terms of the usage time, currently we're getting 8 hours. We don't expect anybody to be using this for 8 hours, but that's so we're doing pretty well there. Yeah.
Your sales, Mike Patterson, Spencer Fane Law Firm. Your sales and marketing is directed at the doctors or the actual patient user?
So we're targeting healthcare facilities and athletic organizations. So that would be doctors in terms of clinics like ortho clinics, sports med clinics, and also physical therapy as well. Chiros will use it, and performance centers. And then athletic organizations, this is where we have our sports agent helping us because every different sports team and league has rules and regulations and how they do business. So we have to customize differently for them.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm an investor. 2 questions. One, what does the competitive landscape look like for you? How many other startups, if any, are chasing the same idea or similar idea? And 2, do you expect any of your pro athletes to be on the cap table?
So we actually are talking with a few pro athletes. We have one that's on our advisory board, Julia Mancuso. She's a gold medalist downhill skier, but we are creating a separate athlete advisory board. because we are getting interest from different athletes as well. So I think hopefully shortly in the next few weeks, we can finalize that. But I can't share exactly who it is. But in terms of competition, there are other companies that are looking at understanding joint motion, but the difference is that it's more relative body motion. We're really doing something different where we're targeting the actual joint. That's where the motion starts. And we're going after precision joint kinematics. It takes only a millimeter or two to get your injury. So we're trying to go for precision, not just sort of relative body motion. We want to actually have sort of clinically valuable results, right? So that's where we really differ, and right now again, it's real time. We're gathering data at 60 hertz per second, and our CTO thinks we'll get it to 100 hertz per second, within a matter of weeks. And he thinks he could do it get to 200 hertz even in a few months. So it's as real time as it gets. And that's pretty hard, so yeah.
Chris with Bluestone here, you mentioned precision. How precisely do the sensors need to be placed,
Yeah.
on joint, around the muscle, et cetera?
Right.
Kind of get that perfect data flow.
So again, genius of our CTO, the sensors communicate with each other. So there's actually room for a little bit of displacement, and we'll still be able to understand where they are in relation to your joint. So I would defer to him to really explain it in depth in detail, but he's much better at that. Yeah, but he's built that in. That's why actually, just wanted to go to, that's why we actually were okay with using the knee sleeve before, because we could allow for a little bit of slippage. It just wasn't as comfortable for the athletes. And that's why we're like, hey, let's just move to the leggings instead.
Questions?
How about racehorses?
Racehorses? Oh, I know. Actually, it's interesting. I think there are people looking at understanding joint mechanics and racehorses. I remember talking to somebody 5 years ago, but I haven't done a deep dive into racehorses, so I don't.
Any other questions?